I had made up my mind going into the 2nd grade that I was a king and I demand to be respected. Much like when I went into the 3rd grade and said that I was going to be Emperor of Kazakhstan and that I should also be respected. It can't stay like this. Change has to come. Every day I daydreamed, 2 words, about how I was the coolest kid in the school. I let my imagination take me to another world where I was a king. Oh boy, that's right, I'm a Viking. The way I was daydreaming, 1 word, was the way I started acting. So you started acting like a king? You started asking that people who got married would send their wives to you on their wedding night?
You started ruling the landed gentry?
I know.
That seems back to your turnips. you were collecting farthings and creating a system of taxes.
Did you set up feudalism in your 2nd grade class?
Did you rule the Netherlands?
And I became cool. No, you didn't. In the 2nd grade, I had a girlfriend.
No, you didn't, dude. That's not a girlfriend.
And I would never forget her. Her name was Alicia, my 2nd grade love. She later became the cutest girl in the school our 5th grade year. From grades 2 to 4, 5th grade though, She was amazing. She also became cool by the time she hit the 5th grade and broke up with me for someone else that was cooler than me. Even though my peers still picked on my family and mostly my 2 sisters, they weren't hard on me as much. My 2 sisters cared about being cool, but didn't really stress it like me because in their eyes, we were already the laugh of the school, and there was nothing we could do to change that. You
might have been the laugh of the school, dude, because you were walking around trying to...
I'm the king. Did you have a scepter? A cape and scepter for me.
Were you like Flavor Flav, walking around with a staff? What was that?
I didn't think like that. I had already imagined how cool I was going to be, so I had to do something about it.
Fake it till you make it, dude. Fake it till you make it.
Today was just like yesterday, and tomorrow will be just like today, if we don't make some sort of change. I started fighting and getting suspended a lot. That's the change I'll make. Life is just a big fight, alright? If you don't fight or choose not to fight, then you will fail, and you have to fight to get what you want. As Jesus did. I believe he once said to Pontius Pilate, "Fuck all y'all," and bitch slapped him. By the time, I was in the 5th...
We call that Jesus' angry savior days. We call that his angry jerk period.
By the time, I was in the 5th grade, I found myself sitting in the principal's office again, nothing new, with my mom and my Aunt Beverly. She is not really my aunt, but a friend of my mom and my youngest sister's godmother, along with my principal, Mr. Bird. I remember Bird as if I just saw him... Mr. Bird, as if I just saw him yesterday. He was a fat white man and kind of young because I don't remember seeing gray hair, and all old people have gray hair. His first name was Larry, like the famous basketball player, and I remember he had a picture of Larry Bird in his office. He was threatening
In fact, I think he might have been Larry Bird.
He was threatening to kick me out of school. How can you kick a 5th grader out of school? Well, if you're just fighting all the time while carrying your scepter around. What they were saying was, Emil is just too bad. He's not normal. My mom was just sitting there crying while I sat there and thought it was amazing that they were giving me the title Worst Kid in School. I
don't recall them saying. So.
I don't think they were bestowing a title upon you. It's not a prize. But seeing those tears down my mom's cheek really had me thinking. I didn't want to get kicked out, but I didn't want to stop what I was doing either. I didn't want to stop fighting because I didn't want to stop being cool, but I had to choose because fighting equals cool. Me, being a foolish kid at the time, you already know what my choice was. No, I don't.
Tell us, E-Fetti, what was your choice?
They had come up with a program called ISS, In-School Suspension, and with me being the worst kid in the whole school, I was the first one to be tried out in the program. I wonder if they still have it going on now. Well, maybe you should have Googled it before submitting this to your self-publisher. They would take me out of class whenever I didn't behave and put me in a room just with the teacher, who left the entire class to sit in the room.
Yeah, dude, it's not the same teacher.
And make me sit there in silence doing work, not being able to talk to anybody. It sucked. It totally sucked. But it was a price I had to pay to be cool. You're still not cool. They had found me a therapist, some guy named Robert Slammer.
We love that name.
Robert Slammer. Next to Jack Payback.
I'm sure Robert Slammer loves being mentioned by name in this.
Yeah. He came and spoke with me once a week, and he would pull me out of class to speak to me, which was one of the reasons why I liked him so much. If you asked him now, he would probably say he's the reason why I came out so well. However, really, nobody is. I decide my own life, so screw you, Jesus.
Hashtag he's an atheist.
My life isn't controlled by anyone. No man nor any woman. It should be nor woman. Neither anybody in the heavens, along with everyone in hell below.
Yep, hashtag E-Fetti is an atheist. Neither anybody in the heavens, along with everyone in hell below.
I and only I control my destiny. That sounds more Ayn Randian than a Jesus follower. Almost every day after lunch, other kids and I would meet in the boys' bathroom and fight. Nothing about a bunch of boys just zipping up and wailing on each other. Boy, did I love that! In my 5th grade year, I was the 3rd best fighter in the whole school, which made me the 3rd coolest as well. How was this ranked?
Did they have a roster? Were there brackets?
You see how it is, right? No, and I also see that you didn't capitalize the beginning of your sentence. You fought to be cool. No, you didn't. You fought because you thought it was cool. Big Chris was the best fighter, Maurice was the 2nd best, and then myself. Big Chris was only first because he was so big and nobody wanted to fight him. So if he didn't fight, how is he the best fighter? As kids, we believe the big kids are the ones you shouldn't mess with because they are just so big. And Maurice was just real quick. Real quick. He could probably hit you 3 times before you hit him once. Well, at least that was the rumor going around. Actually, I didn't remember seeing either one of them actually in a fight, but they're still ranked 1 and 2. What made me the 3rd was that I had the experience and I fought the most. I loved it, and it was something I was good at. I believed back then...
Well, not really, dude, because you're not the best fighter.
I believed back then, and a little bit now, that you have to fight to be cool. You have to fight to be respected. I fought, and no one respects you. I put fear in the hearts of my peers.
Not really.
I'm sure they were quaking in their boots.
No, because the guy who's like the big guy, Big Chris there, he struck fear into me. He didn't even have to fight. So he's the guy that they're afraid of.
I was the kid that you shouldn't say something to that would offend me. I was liable to strike, not caring where we were, whether in class, the hallway, or even in the cafeteria. Not the cafeteria! The class and the hallway, fine, but even in the cafeteria. I mean, the boys' bathroom, sure. I honestly didn't care. I wanted to fight no matter what, and if I didn't get caught, then it was a blessing. But if I did, so... ellipses. Most of the time I didn't have to fight my opponents to beat them. All I had to do is get big and boast and get loud, and then most would fold under pressure. Alright? They didn't want to get kicked out of school, so they would back down. Bluff! When you bump into the ones like me, and they are out there. That's not a sentence. When you bump into the ones like me, and they are out there.
So they are... yeah. Oh,
The last of a dying breed, or should I say the last of a dead breed? No, you should say the last of a dying breed, because if it's a dead breed, there's none left. It's like, hey, look at this! The last of the extinct animals! This animal's completely extinct except for this one dodo I have now. Extinct, I tell you!
It sounds like something Professor Farnsworth from Futurama would say.
They're all extinct! Instead of this one here!
This one is not extinct.
Then you would have to set an example. Good leaders only lead by example. They never actually... You would have to force them to be a follower. Everyone has to follow, even if they don't want to. They have to. Leaders had to follow to become great leaders. But me? I was born a great leader. I followed no one except my imagination. Which conflicts with what you just said with everyone has to follow. I followed no one except my imagination. Everyone has to follow. I follow no one. Everyone has to... brain!
Relax. It's alright. I created another person in my head.
Ding dong!
Jesus? No, it's not Jesus. And now he has taken control of me. I think he may be schizophrenic. Willingly, I gave in to him. Could this be E-Fetti's gay side? I know it sounds crazy, but that is only because your imagination isn't strong enough. Wait!
I'm not crazy! It's your imagination that's at fault!
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but that is only because you guys right there, your imagination isn't strong enough. You.
Yes, if only you had better imagination, none of this would sound crazy to you.
Yeah. Now my other half goes by the name of E-Fetti. He thinks he's a god. And in a way, he is.
Ooh, thou shalt not have any other gods before me.
E-Fetti is an atheist. He says he's a god. Some call him Almighty Fetti.
Who? Who calls you Almighty Fetti? Who in the media?
Who in the media calls you Almighty Fetti? Most call him King Fetti, which I've never actually seen you referenced as.
No, I think you call yourself these things.
Do they call you Confetti? No?
Maybe Cunt Fetti.
Ooh. And a joke is what the rest calls him.
Yes, we certainly do call you a joke.
He has created his own world, a world where we should be honored to live in. And a world that our feeble minds couldn't even imagine.
A world of Christian rap music and t-shirts with arrows on them.
God. This King E-Fetti believes he's the king and ruler of the whole world. And now I kind of believe that too.
You believe you're the ruler of the whole world? Then why couldn't you get a publisher to publish this?
Or should I say, I do believe it. So which one is it? Do you believe that? Or do you kind of believe it? Or do you believe it?
Yeah, one or the other. Pick one.
I demand that this shabby world respect me, and I demand everyone to bow down. Okay. Alright.
As Jesus said.
If you Christian idiots who like E-Fetti think that he's actually somebody who follows Christ, this one right here, I demand that this shabby world respect me, and I demand everyone to bow down, should tell you he's a scam artist. Anyway, sounds crazy?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Just imagine if you were a king of this whole world. Now imagine if you could change any and everything in this world to favor you. What would you change? Now stop imagining, stop imagining, and attempt to do it.
Yes, change the world. Go out there, blow up a building, shoot a congressman.
Checkmate, poor king. Checkmate.